Step into the arena.
Only one will be victor.
Carthage. All right, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Rod.
If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, click the button and subscribe, and we'll give you video reviews with a simple one-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? Green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means don't buy it, don't play it.
Stay away from it.
Because you hate it.
That's right.
So we'll give you our rating right now at the beginning of this video, and then we'll spend the rest of this video telling you why we gave it that rating.
Exactly.
So Carthage gets from the Board Game Closet.
And it is
2 green.
Oh, very seldom does that happen, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, so this game was a Kickstarter, right?
Right.
And we previewed that, so you could go back and watch our preview of it. But you could probably tell back then
That we loved it.
that we loved it.
I think at that time we kind of hinted they may be greens already. But yes, this is a fun game.
Yeah. And this game does something really unique. It's a deck builder that plays out one card at a time.
Right.
And so at the beginning of the game, you get 10 cards, like in most deck builders. You draw out 5 cards, and then you get to play them once, and then the next person goes and the next person. So what that does is it almost turns a deck builder into like a hand of cards where you have to decide which one am I going to play first, and that lends itself to strategy. And sometimes that works out, and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. And so you're on the board. You're maneuvering, you're trying to get advantage on people, you're trying to pick up the tokens that give you pluses into your abilities and so on. And the cards, the way the cards play into it and everything, and then of course with your armor and everything, it just plays so well together. I was very surprised when we first started playing this.
Mm-hmm. So you're trying to balance 4 things that you're going after. So you've got your defense or your armor, and that's your health points. And then you're trying to get favor points, which give you the ability to buy new cards. And then you have, what else? Movement and attack.
Right.
And so your hand of cards does all of those things. And at the beginning, you can't do very much. You might be able to move. You might be able to get 1 favor. You might be able to punch and move, maybe. And then you're buying new cards that give you bonuses. Basically, at the end of the game, you might have a card that costs you 10 favor, but you could move all the way across the board, hit somebody, and then move again. And so as the game progresses, you get better and better cards. There is a way to cull cards just by using favor points. So that's an awesome way to maybe get rid of stuff out of your deck really quickly. Instead of some deck building games where you have to have one specific card that says... you play this card to get rid of something. They allow you to do that every single time.
Right. And then the aspects of the game that are really nice is that also that it is a quick game in the sense that you're always having to come up with your card, because like what you're saying, you're just doing one card at a time, then the next guy. It's backed around to you before you know it.
Mm-hmm. So that does allow the game to move quickly, and so you're playing, and then the round is just the 5 cards. So there's no way in this game to draw an extra card and play, and then that would lengthen the game and make it last longer. You don't do that. You play 5 cards per round, and then that's it. There's a theater card that you're going to pull every single round that changes the scenario for that round. It might be a cage drops down, and whoever's in the middle has to stay in the middle. There could be something that says if you end on the outside of the board, you lose some points, or there's just different cards that come up in the game, and that adds a little bit of flavor every single round.
Exactly. And also when you're on the board itself, you've got the tokens out there that if you step over and end your turn on there, you have the ability to maybe move, where you gain an armor or that type of thing, so or favor, and it just gives you an advantage that no one else has at that point.
Yeah, and it's just something else on the board to interact with instead of just fighting each other. Maybe I'll just jump over here and do this thing and get some bonus and whatever.
And they tend to keep them out in the middle so that it brings the battle into the center. So it's a good way to keep the battle in there too.
Now, this is a winner-take-all, so it's the last man standing, last woman standing is going to be the winner of the game. But they, even though there is player elimination, they added a way to keep you in the game, and that's through these beast cards. And so you could come back as a charging rhino, or a raged old lion, or a glorious peacock.
Right.
And so there are these tokens that you get, you can put out on the board, and then you move in certain ways and attack in certain ways. And so that kind of keeps you in the game, even if you got eliminated early.
Exactly. So the game is just a fun-filled hour, and you're just hammering on each other and just trying to get through. And it's simple, but it's fun.
Yeah. My only complaint is that if you have somebody that runs and hides, it's going
Right.
to be, especially in a 5-player game,
Right.
that could be a little difficult because everybody else is beating up on each other and homeboy's in the corner just chilling, you know?
But we just don't allow those players to play.
Yeah. What are you doing? You can't play like that. But I think what you said is true, though. This game doesn't try to be something that it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's just a one-on-one combat or two-on-two combat, but it's a small, strategic little type game, and it does the job very well. And one of the other things that we didn't even have mentioned yet is there's the app for this.
Yeah, now.
So that,
yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. It just adds another part to the game that we get to discover that.
Yeah, solo play where you do these chariots and all this stuff is happening in the game, so that's pretty cool. So if you like the theme, if you want to duke it out, no dice involved, it's just card play, strategy, and trying to build your decks up. If that sounds interesting to you, then Carthage might be a game you should buy.
2 to 5 player. It's a great game. Go buy it.
Go buy it.